Hi guys, I'm Lynn. Welcome to my channel. Today I will be discussing the Met Gala, in particular, Wisdom Kaye's absence to the event. I am an avid viewer for the Met Gala because it's fashion, meets the arts, meets celebrity, and I really love pop culture, so it's everything I love in one place and in one event, which is simplified for me: arts, fashion, celebrity. And this year's theme was Black Dandyism, and Black Dandyism is the traditional dandyism, which is a form of self-expression. However, Black Dandyism is the refining of tailoring, and was used during its prominent years to show or gain dignity. So this would be between the 18th and 19th centuries. This is explained more in the book Slaves to Fashion, which is by Monica L. Miller, and it was published in 2009. So if you want to know more about this particular topic, I suggest you research about the book, buy the book, and read about it. Example of Black Dandyism would be tailored suits, vibrant patterns, color and fabric coordinating, accessories, jewelry. So how I would define it would be formal wear, which you add your flair to. So fitting suits, shiny boots. It's about being flamboyant, being clean, being confident and intentional. As per mentioned earlier, I am I'm a huge fan of the Met Gala. So this year I want to say that I was pleasantly surprised. I was actually happy with a majority of the outfits they brought it this year. And I just want to say that I was so excited because of the fact that I'm not a girly girl, so I thought that it would have been something that I would be so fitting. If I was a celebrity invited and I had the money, I would probably have one of the best outfits, if I may say so myself. My favorite outfit was by Tiana Taylor. No other outfit topped that, even though I have a few favorites like Zendaya's outfit. But also I was pleasantly surprised by the men, because I always complain about how they always bring the tux and bow tie in every event, and it's so redundant. Yes, it is important to stick to the theme, and we do not have a lot of options when it comes to men, but there are a lot of things that you can play around with. So this year they just gave a bit of variety, and I love that. So that is my verdict when it comes to the event. I just want to mention Bad Bunny because I just feel like he always brings it, and I just feel that it is quite unfair that he is not always recognized for his fashion sense. He always brings it, so I don't know if it's a cultural or language barrier. I just wonder, but I just want his name to be mentioned going forward with the likes of the A$AP Rockies. And I do love A$AP Rocky. I'm just saying that it would be a nice addition to have him as one of the most best dressed males in the game. And then I just want to add that it would have been nice to see Jadena too, because not only did he bring it to the forefront, he carried that style of Black Dandyism for years. He had Classic Man, he had Chief Don't Run, Long Live the Chief, he had Knickers, which was his theme throughout the years within his peak, the peak of his career. So I do acknowledge that his style has changed a lot, but it would have been interesting and nice to see him alongside Janelle Monáe, because they were like a pairing that we all loved during those times of Classic Man. Yeah. Given all the information we know about Black Dandyism, I was in utter shock when on the 4th of May 2025, Wisdom Kaye tweeted that he would not be attending the Met Gala as he was not invited.
Why wasn't Wisdom Kaye at the Met Gala? Why
Pisses
was
me off, bro.
Alright.
That's his whole style.
Before I get into the reactions and how we felt about Wisdom Kaye's absence, let me give a bit of background about him. He is a 24-year-old Nigerian American model and fashion influencer, and he was voted best dressed male by Vogue because of his fashion sense and styling, his knowledge within the fashion industry. Actually, how I met him, I was just scrolling one day through reels and I saw one of his reels. I think it was during lockdown in 2021. I'm not really sure, but around that time range, and I was pleasantly just taken through this person's, social media, and he is very on point with everything. So whenever he has a theme, he just runs with it and shows you how he would carry it out. And that's how I fell in love with him, and I knew for sure that he would last in this industry. Not only did he show his talent throughout, but he was also very consistent with the way he was posting. Wisdom Kaye is the embodiment of Black Dandyism, as he is not afraid to play with texture, color, style, silhouettes. So it was a bit of a shock that he was not invited. As to why he was not invited, no one knows. And I do not want to share the speculations or the conspiracy theories as to why, because I don't want it to circle back to me. Yes, I am a very small account. No one really follows me, but if it ever happens that someone comes across this video, I don't want it to come back to me and it's going to be like, oh yes, you said this, but I do not have proof of anything. So unless anyone comes forward to really explain as to how it really works, I do not want to give input as to why he was not invited. Now, though I will not be stating as to why he was not invited or speculating, I will give you a rundown on how it works. This is information that I received just a few days ago as to how it works when it comes to the Met Gala. His debut was last year, so this was the very first time he made the appearance. However, I think that a lot of us had this assumption that this means that his role as a fashion influencer and icon would be cemented and he would be attending without any question. However, come to find out that TikTok actually bought a table at the Met Gala and invited him to the Met Gala last year, but he was not invited this year. Just to point out also, even given this information, it is a bit of a confusion as to why he was not invited, because I think that he is social media's king when it comes to fashion. Everyone knows that, everyone puts a stamp on it, so it's like viewer's choice. I think that's the best way to put it. So we were all just like in shock and we were angry about it. Because you would think that maybe someone on Vogue's team would just add him even as a corresponder or someone who would be styling the stars, because I feel like with his body of work, it was somewhat a given. And I don't like the word entitlement because it kind of makes it seem like, oh, he was supposed to get it because he's someone's child, or no, but I feel like he worked really hard to get to where he is. So we wanted to see him. Even last year's appearance, he wowed us. We know him as someone who is drastic with his fashion, but even with that, he represented very well the theme that was given last year. So we were waiting to see what he would be dressed like or dressed in this year. It was very disappointing not to see Wisdom, even given all these wonderful options and outfits and styles. Wisdom was missing. I just want to also touch on what I was saying about Bad Bunny, about recognition. There are many barriers that we have to always jump through in order to get that recognition that we deserve. and that's what happens in the fashion industry. So sometimes I just feel like maybe there's a bridge that we are not meeting each other. So someone like Bad Bunny, or someone like, let me just say Wisdom for instance, and then there's someone who is already an icon, a celebrity, and they need each other because Wisdom has the specialities, like he has the skill to sort of embody whatever is expected in terms of the theme, and then the celebrity has the opulence, the connections and all those things. So when they come together, they can sort of like build whatever it is that is needed. So when they are apart, it's like the influencer needs the recognition, but the celebrity sort of does need something fresh to put out there. And I think that people are not meeting each other, and that becomes a problem. Hence, I was also talking about the redundance of the bow tie and tux. And there are so many things that are yet to be explored in the fashion world and industry, but because the creatives are not getting the opportunities, we're going to be getting the same styles and designs, and it will start getting boring. And we don't need that in fashion. We just need more. We just need people who are going to bring more to the industry. And I think that now it's starting to be evidence that we all need each other as these different entities. It does beg the question, how much more work does Wisdom or someone like him in his position need to do in order to get that recognition? Because not only does he bring like fashion to life, I mean, he did a whole theme of fonts, dressing as fonts.
Style different fonts.
That is mind-blowing. No one else has ever done something like that. But how much more work must you do in order to get the recognition and a seat, a permanent seat at the table, without having to go through whomever first? And this is not to force anyone. I'm just wondering how it works. And this is just a personal thought too. I'm just saying it out loud. I don't have the solutions. I don't really know how it works, but I just want to pose this question so that maybe we can reach some kind of conclusion to this. I might not even get the answer, but I do constantly ask myself, if you are that talented, what does it take to get you to the top? So far, no one has come forward about what happened with Wisdom, what happened to his invite. Not even him, he hasn't spoken about it. I think the assumption is that he will be showing us what he would have worn at the event. But we are still waiting for some kind of way forward. I do not know what's going to happen. We're just going to have to wait. And hopefully he will be invited to the next Met Gala and for the years to come. I just feel like he deserves that spot. And like I said before, viewer's choice. We love Wisdom, so because we love Wisdom so much, I think that there should be some kind of what is the word? There should be some kind of being there because the fans chose him. Like there should be some kind of thing where the Met Gala allows that, because you can't say that everyone that is there is just permanently like invited through invites that are given out by the people who brought the tables. There should be something where someone is invited because of the work that they put in terms of the fashion they put out there and the admiration. So That's how I feel about it. We will see what happens though going forward, and I hope that he prospers, he gets more work, and someone actually sees him and knows exactly what to do with him, because I also feel like that could be a gap where you are exceptional at what you do, but nobody knows what to do with you. No one knows where to put you. So it could be that. I do not know, but I am curious to see what happens going forward. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment under the video. I hope you also like my look. It is inspired by Black Dandyism. Thank you, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace.